Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for Allah for giving us a good opportunity today that so we can meet in this virtual room. The Honorable, the keynote speaker, Minister of Religious Affairs, Republik Indonesia, Bapak Haji Yakut Khalil Komas, and the invited speaker, the Honorable Committee, and Bapak Ibu, all of you, how are you today? I hope you are all in a good condition. Today, let me introduce myself. Before I start my presentation, my name is Indarti Puji Astuti. I'm from Mantiga Sleman, Kemenak Kabupaten Sleman, Kantor Wilayah Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta. And my presentation entitled Learning Loss and Alternative Solution in Pandemic COVID-19. The introduction. The fact the high number of COVID-19 cases has an impact on all fields including education. The government make policies by applying social distancing and physical distancing for students to protect and reduce the spread of COVID-19. The assistance of difficulties in this learning process will result in the emergence of learning loss. Learning loss is one of the concepts defined as the existence of the non-maximal learning process carried out in schools. The learning process is not optimal. Will result student learning outcomes are also not optimal. The learning carried out at Mantiga Sleman uses distance learning. The distance learning integrates the network internet. And the formulation of this research is to describe learning loss and its solution during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the purpose of this research is to describe learning loss and solution at Mantiga Sleman. Literature review. Theory. Number 1. According to Rigianti, 2020, online learning is a new way of learning carry out the process of teaching and learning activities that utilize electronic devices, especially the internet. The second, learning loss is one of the concepts defined as the existence of the non-maximal learning process carried out in the school. Lee et al. 2020. And number 3, the learning process is not optimal. Will result in information obtained by students, and students' learning outcomes are also not optimal. Thus, learning loss will have an impact on the quality of resources humans who will be born in the years during this COVID-19 pandemic. That's from Kasaf et al. 2021. The relevant research we have two. The first one is from Journal of Acidiki 2021, entitled Opportunities for Degrees Learning, Outcomes or Learning Loss and Alternative the Solution. It is a case study from the UNESA. And the second, the journal with the title Learning Loss in Online Learning in the Corona Pandemic Period by Andriani, Sumbandowo, Karyono, Gunawan 2021. And with the result, namely the use of media during online learning and learning loss when learning writing skills during a pandemic. The research method. The method is descriptive with a qualitative approach. The data was collected through structured interview and questionnaires involving 12 respondents consisting of 6 teachers and 6 students from grade 10 until grade 12. Assisted by various reviews of the existing literature. Number 2, the study was conducted from July to September 2021 at Mantiga Sleman. Finding and discussion. The first one is loss of emotional bonds in learning online. The second, students' learning activities and experiences limited in online learning. Number 3 is imbalanced learning development that we divide into 3: cognitive, affective, psychomotor competence. I will explain it one by one. Okay, the loss of emotional bonds in learning online. As we know that online learning also makes teacher and student interaction better, both in terms of quality and quantity. Besides, not all the teachers can build the comfortable atmosphere in the class to make the student free ask or discuss. As a result, students are less attractive in giving input or complaint to the teacher. That is why the implementation of two-way communication also become challenge for the teacher to carry out the teaching learning process in pandemic. Well, because the serious class, the students are reluctant to ask or even to comment to the teacher. And to prevent that, the student must focus in their lesson without doing anything else. The second, the teacher cooperates with the homeroom and parents to create good learning atmosphere. So you can see from the picture, before the pandemic, the students has emotional bonding with their friend, with the teacher. But during pandemic, only in the Zoom. The second one is about student learning activities and experiences limited in online learning. As we know from the pictures that the activities are variety in the teaching learning process, but after during pandemic, it is only in the Zoom. The student cannot move, just only sit down and see the virtual room, and they do their tasks. They cannot go around or even speak to their friend during the lesson, or sometimes they cannot interact with their friends, and the experiences also limited. Next, so what about the teacher? The teacher provide alternative solution. For example, students may ask the teacher by using VR or WhatsApp, or friends, or even search by themselves from the YouTube or from the Google search. Next, number 3, imbalanced learning development. So I divide into 3 cognitive competence. The first one, cognitive competence. Okay, from the cognitive competence, before the pandemic, we can see that students are active not only in presentation but also in discussion with their friends. But during pandemic, they only they just learn with their smartphone or their tab. And the process of delivering information and knowledge need to be aligned with changed students' behavior. Therefore, if it is necessary, a more comprehensive model of learning objective and measurable adapted to the pandemic situation COVID-19. Next, the affective competence. Before the pandemic, we can see that the purpose of affective learning is the formation of empathy related to feelings or emotion. However, the affective competence become problem is honesty. You can see from the picture, the first picture, before the pandemic, the students can do their tests or their assignments in the classroom, and the teacher can monitor them. But during pandemic, we do not know how to monitor them. We just only see that they can do it in the K-School or WhatsApp. Okay, therefore, students are required to be active in online learning because it can add to assessment from the teacher. So, the score or the grade from the teacher is from the student must do their assignment, so it will increase their score. Next is psychomotor competence. Psychomotor competence goals related to stimulating movement, responses active. The main difficulty of online learning is practices. Well, you can see from the picture, the first picture before the pandemic, it is manasik haji, and the students can move around and they can practice and have the experience and have the knowledge too about the manasik haji. But later during pandemic, they can only see in YouTube. We go on to solutions. The solution, it can be from the government and school policies. They can make policies. And the second is emergency curriculum. So the teacher only choose the important KD only for the students. So they can make it simple and just only several KD. which is very important for the students to learn it. Number 3, optimizing the learning platforms such as K-School or learning a madrasa. So the teacher, the homeroom, and the parents can monitor it and give a good atmosphere for the students to learn from the remote area or in learning online. Conclusion. The results show that the online learning process at Mantiga Sleman had an impact on the self-ability of students who would experience learning loss. Online learning solutions require student learning independence and are accompanied by collaboration between teachers, homeroom teachers, and parents, so that students can study remotely. The quality of student learning outcome can be maintained and avoid learning loss in online learning by preparing an emergency curriculum for students, maximizing learning platforms such as K-School and e-learning madrasah, and evaluating students' learning outcomes too. Well, that's it for my presentation. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.